a great situation to show you guys how to get better financially, okay? And this is what we came back with. It's called your financial needs analysis. Now, you guys remember last time I was here a few days ago, I asked you how much can you guys commit to helping you guys achieve your financial goals faster. And you told me it was $200, right?
Yes.
That as long as I could come back with something that made sense, that was going to help you guys get out of debt faster, probably protect your family, and get you guys on track for investing in savings, you guys could commit to the $200 as long as everything made sense. Is that still a solid number today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, great. So now let me go over your analysis with you guys, okay? Now, as we see here, can somebody get Cynthia over here? Her thing was like a carry back, and she's not even here. Oh, okay. Anyways. Okay, so as you can see, this is your budget worksheet, okay? So what this does, it shows us all your expenses that fluctuate up and down, okay? Kind of like your cell phone bill, your electricity, the gardener, food for groceries, stuff like that. You can see that, $450 for gas, and $200 a month for restaurants and stuff like that, right? So everything in this column totals out to $2,257. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So this is just stuff that fluctuates. On the right side over here, we have all your fixed expenses like the house payment, the debt payments, insurance payments, stuff that doesn't really change, right? Okay. So if we total everything up, so what we did here, and then at this point in line, okay, so this goes here, okay, and then we add up all the fixed expenses, so that's $2,200 plus the $4,700 plus the $100 for insurance, and then the savings, $200 and all that. So that totals out to $7,280, but you guys bring home $7,500. So you guys, after all these expenses, you guys should still have a surplus of $220.
Wow.
Now, where's that money going?
We don't even know.
You don't even know, right?
No, we don't even know.
That's what we call the black hole money. It goes into a black hole, never to be seen again. Okay, but that's over almost $2,500 a year in money that just lost.
Wow.
Right. So what we did here in the next page, it shows what's your expense management. Now, everything here is based on these numbers that fluctuate. Okay, so this is saying that if you were to reduce your expenses, the stuff on that first column, okay, by 5% a month, that would equal to $113. So that means, Albert, that if you guys save that every month, by the time you're age 67, you should have $147,000 saved.
Wow.
Just $113.
75%.
25%. Now look, 10% would be $226. That's $293,000. And then if you saved 15% reducing those expenses, that's $339 a month. That would be $440,000.
By just saving 15%?
By just saving 15% of that, what's in that column. So what this means also, Albert, is that by you not saving this money, you're losing anywhere from $147,000 to $440,000. Now let me ask you a question. Can you afford to lose that kind of money right now?
No, I want to save it.
You want to save it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do to make sure that you don't lose that money, we're going to make sure we start investing some of that money. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now. Any questions on that, Leslie? No? Okay. Right now, this is your monthly incomes. We already talked about this. Is $7,500. Okay. And this is the percentage of where all your money's going. Okay. And as you can see, this little pie graph right here, it actually shows you the biggest chunk of that pie graph is what?
Wow, debt.
Is debt. So that's something we definitely need to tackle. Your assets right now total to about $60,500. But your liabilities are $551,000. So if you minus your liabilities, your assets from your liabilities, it gives you a net worth of negative $491,000. Now, most of that is your house. Okay?
Okay.
Most of that's your house. So we want to make sure that this number definitely goes from red to black, right? We want to get out of the red, right? Okay. So we're going to definitely work on making sure that happens. You have any questions on that?
Yeah. What does the 97% mean?
That means that 97% is 97% of what you make. So 97% of what you make goes to expenses. Oh. Mostly like your debt, insurance premiums. A little bit of that is savings also. So what's this saying is that after all your expenses, savings, insurance, expenses, which is $7,280. That represents 97% of that $7,500.
Oh, okay. So I get it. So the 63% will be the $4,000.
Exactly. That's all debt. in there.
Okay.
Okay, so we would like to get, you see the number right here, savings is only 3% of your income. That means there's only 3 cents out of every dollar goes into savings.
Wow.
So our goal is to get that up to at least 20%.
And that's a 200 that you guys found, right? And we don't know where it's going.
Well, that part of the extra 200 is part of the other 3% that's not represented there.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So 97 cents of every dollar that you make goes to expenses. A little bit of that goes to savings, but then the rest of it goes to debts and things like that.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to get a hold of that money, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. So now, this is what's called the retirement page. Okay, retirement needs. Remember last time I asked you guys what your financial independence number was?
Yeah, we didn't know.
You didn't know, right? So what we did with this page is we figured out exactly what your number is. Because remember we talked about that retirement's not an age anymore, it's a dollar amount. If you don't have that dollar amount saved, there's no way you guys are going to be able to retire, okay? So here in this goal, I asked you guys, you know, how much would you guys want coming in monthly? And you said $5,000 in today's dollars, right? But by the time you turn 67, which is going to be 24 years from now, that with inflation of 3%, okay, that $5,000 will be equivalent to $10,000. It'll be the same as $10,000, right? With inflation, because you want to, if you think about 24 years from now, how much was gasoline compared to what it is now?
It was cheaper, way cheaper.
Let's say it was $1, probably $1. Now it's $4. So that's what's called inflation. So the same thing, your $5,000 in 24 years from now is not going to be $5,000. It's going to be actually you'll need to be making $10,000 a month just to buy you what $5,000 buys today.
Wow.
Now, in order to have that 10 grand coming in every month for the next 18 years, which until age 85, which is your life expectancy, based on the $50,000 you have saved and the $400 that you're saving right now, you need to accumulate by age 67 $1.4 million. That's your FIN number, your financial independence number. So that means, Albert, that if you don't hit this number by 67, you can't retire. How does that make you feel?
Speechless.
Speechless, okay. So in order to hit this goal, Albert, between you and Leslie, okay, you guys need to save $813 a month. And you need to be averaging at least a 9% return on your money. Okay, so 9%, $813 a month by age 67, the next 24 years will equal $1.4 million. That $1.4 million will give you the $10,000 a month for the rest of your life coming in. Right?
Is that even possible, 9%?
What's that?
You said I need to be what? Saving?
You need to be investing your money at least at 9%. That's why it's important for me to see the 401k that you have to see what kind of investments you've chosen. Because if you're only, let's say you're only earning a 5% return on your money, you'd have to save $2,200 a month to hit that same $1.4 million goal. So how important is it to know what your rate of return is on your money?
Very important.
Very important. Okay, so that's one thing that I'm going to make sure that we take care of.
Okay.
And we find out because, look, remember we talked about a little bit about the Rule of 72? The Rule of 72 approximates the number of years it takes your money to double. So that what that means is if you take your $50,000 that you guys have saved for retirement right now, you take 72 and you divide it by whatever interest rate you're going. So let's say you're only getting a 3% return on your money. 72 divided by 3 is 24. So that means your $50,000 in 24 years will go to $100,000. Now, if you're earning a 6% on average, 72 divided by 6 is 12. So now that $50,000 doubles in 12 years to 102 and doubles again in 24 years to $210,000. But if you average a 12% return, 72 divided by 12 is 6. So that $50,000 in the same 24 years goes to $878,000 without you ever putting another dime into it.
Wow.
Now, is that a big difference or a little difference?
It's a huge difference.
It's 8 times more money, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ensure that your money is going to be invested somewhere where it has a chance to at least earn a return, an average return of 9%. Make sense? Okay. So now how we're going to do that? Okay. Now,
but that still won't get me to retire, though.
It won't get, yeah, because this is based on you never putting another dime into it.
Oh, okay.
See, right now at least you're doing $400 a month.
Oh, okay. See.
So but we got to bump up that 400 to 813. So that means that you have a shortfall of $413 a month. So we have to make up that shortfall somewhere. Okay. We're going to show you where. Making sense so far?
Yes.
What this page is this is called retirement details. what this shows us is right now your age is 43.
Mm-hmm.
You have 50,000 saved, okay,
Right.
and you're saving, and you need to be saving $813. But every 2 years, look at every 2 years, you have to increase what you're putting away because you have to keep up with inflation.
Right.
If you remember, 3% inflation is still eating a part of your money, so you need to increase what you're saving so that by the time you get to age 67, you're saving $1,500 a month. And you could do that if you had no debt, couldn't you?
Yes.
Okay. So now this is what we call the accumulation phase. So your money went from 50,000 to now 1.4 million. Okay. Now this is called the withdrawal phase. So this is at age 67. You got your 1.4 million. And if you notice, every 2 years, you now are taking $10,000 a month. And every 2 years, you increase what you take out again to keep up with inflation. If you wanted to still withdraw that same $5,000 in today's dollars.
Because you said the 5,000 will be at time of retirement will be 10,000.
10,000.
Okay.
So now that 10,000, remember how much does it buy you of today's dollars?
The 10,000?
Yeah, the 10,000 in future dollars will buy you what?
5,000.
5,000 in today's dollars, right? So look, check this out. When you're 80 years old, you'll have to be withdrawing $14,000 a month just to buy you what $5,000 buys today.
And 14,000 will be nothing to young kids, huh?
Nothing. If by that time, minimum wage will probably be $25 an hour.
I believe it.
Now think about it. If you ask your grandfather how much was minimum wage when he was a kid, he probably says like
50 cents,
25 cents. And he probably can't believe it's $8 an hour now. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's inflation. So your money needs to be invested somewhere where it's growing. Also, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So by age 85, you'll be withdrawing $16,000, $15,000 a month, and only buying what $5,000 buys today. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
And we're not counting on pensions. We're not counting on any kind of Social Security. So
Right.
this is just basically you need to start saving your money.
All on me.
Yeah, and if you don't do this, then you probably have to pick your favorite kid because you're end up living with them. You don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Does this make sense?
Makes perfect
Do you have any questions on this part? No? Okay. Now, this is your debt management page, okay? So one of the things we see here is these are all your debts, including the house, which is the biggest chunk of it. It's $551,000 that you guys owe, okay? Now, if we look at what you guys, the minimum payments on everything is $4,285. That's minimum payments on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you guys actually send $4,723. You guys are doing a great job sending extra money. You guys are actually sending, it tells me right here, $438 extra every month. Like this debt right here, Macy's asks you for $37. You guys send them $150. This one asks you for $60. You send them $200. This one asks you for $87. You send them $200. Right? So you add up all that, it comes out to $438.
Well, we have good credit.
What's that?
We have good credit.
Well, that's great. That's great to do. Okay, but good credit right now, it's not going to really help you that much as far as getting your debt paid off faster. Right? So at this point here, I'll draw a line here. And I'll draw a line here, and that equals to $438. Okay, so that means also by you guys paying that extra money, you're going to be out of debt in the year 2038, and you'll pay $278,000 in just interest alone. So you're going to pay this plus you're going to pay that. So you're going to end up paying over $800,000 out of your pocket.
Just on interest?
Well, $278,000 is interest plus principal of $551,000. So, but what if I could show you guys a way on how, because remember, right now we need to save as much as possible, right? I'm going to show you guys a way on how to pay less here, but get out of debt faster. How would you guys like that strategy?
I want to see it.
Okay. So if I could show you guys how to get out of debt faster with less money, would you guys go ahead and do it and implement the program?
Today.
Today. Okay, awesome. All right, so now let me show you how we're going to do that. Remember, you guys are sending $438 extra, okay?
No catch, right?
No catch, okay? All right. All we're going to do is instead of sending the $438 extra, we're going to send $300 extra. Not $438, but $300, okay? So, but we're going to do it, we're going to pay everything a little different, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take that $300 and we're going to pay Macy's almost all of it off, okay? Because see, as you can see, you guys are going to be out of debt in April of this year, okay? So that $300 plus the $37, it's a total of $337, and that gets paid off this month in April. Now, what do you have left over after Macy's gets paid off?
The dental.
No, you have this one paid off. Now you have $337 left over.
Oh, yes, yes.
So now that one we're going to stack it on top of the next one, which is the dental. Instead of sending a dental $87, you send them an extra $337 for a total of $424. That gets paid off in July. We're going to pay off at least 3 of your debts this year doing it this way. The way you guys were doing it over here, you're going to have only 2 debts paid off. This way we're going to have 3 debts paid off this year, okay? And what's going to happen, we're going to do, in the meantime, while this one is getting accelerated with the extra money, everybody else is getting paid minimums. Just whatever they ask for, that's what you pay. Just this one, you concentrate the extra money. That $424 now gets stacked on top of the TV. Instead of sending them $60, you send them an extra $424 for a total of $484. That gets paid off in October 2011. Then you take that $484 and stack it on top of the next one, which is your Capital One. Instead of sending them $87, now an extra $484 for a total of $571, and that gets paid off. Think about this. By the end of 2012, you'll have paid off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 debts by the end of 2012. Over here, the way you guys are doing it, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 debts paid off. So what's better, to have paid off 7 or 4? With less money, Albert, Leslie. Isn't this incredible? I mean, think how amazing that is as far as having all your debt paid off faster. Now look, you continue to do this all the way down till you get to the bottom. Now we're setting the mortgage at the end of by June of 2013. This is 2 short years from now. About a year and a half, okay? Almost 2 years. You have now $2,200 left over. We apply that to the mortgage. So instead of sending the mortgage $2,300, now you're sending them an extra like a double mortgage payment. Look, $445, it all goes to the mortgage. Your mortgage is paid off in July 2023, which is 13 years from now. Your mortgage is paid off.
Wow.
When was it going to get paid off?
This is another thing that I would actually do. Okay, 2038. So look, right now, 6, and then compared to 2000, that's 11. That's 7, 6. So think about this, Albert. You're going to be 56 years old and your mortgage is paid off. That means you're going to have $4,585 left over, and you're going to save yourself $150,000 in interest alone. 13 years, you're going to be completely debt-free. House, everything's paid off. Now, if you have $4,000 left over, how fast could you start accumulating a lot of retirement income at that point?
A lot of money, dude.
Yeah. That's almost $50,000 a year you'd be saving in just retirement by doing this. How incredible is that?
So,
and paying less than what you're paying right now. Remember that. This is $300 extra. Right now, you guys are doing $438.
Okay, so basically in the year 2023, I'm going to have like $4,500
left over.
Left over.
Yeah.
Okay, but until then, right now, I don't have.
Don't even count on it
because all my money is going to interest.
A lot of it is, yes. Because look, you see this timeline right here. Mm-hmm. This is what you're on track for right now. Paying out that extra $438 a month. But this is what it could be.
I like it.
See, by just following. I mean, Leslie, you said you paid the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you follow something this simple?
Mm-hmm.
You could, right?
Yeah.
And then what I could do is I could redo these pages every 6 months for you to send you new ones all the time as you're paying down your debts faster.
It's not going to hurt us, right? Like financially?
Well, think about this. If you paid off your debt and saved more money, would that hurt you financially?
No.
Okay, then no. You guys notice what I just did there? Mm-hmm. Who answered the question? He did. All I did is ask him the questions. Okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how excited are you guys about doing this?
Very
excited.
Very excited.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, we're not done yet, but this is pretty good, isn't it?
Right.
Okay, all right, awesome. Okay.
I can breathe better. I can sleep better at night.
Now this is for your kids' college. You have to put something together for Samantha and Joshua. Right now, Samantha's got 11 years until college, and then Joshua's got 15 years until college. And if we were going to take an average 4-year public school, and this is only you guys paying 25%. This is you guys paying only 1 year of Samantha's school, and this is you guys paying 2 years of Joshua's school. Okay, 50%. You guys would have to start putting away right now $118 a month for Samantha, and then $170 for Joshua to really pay for those college expenses. Okay, so that'd be about $288. Okay, so right now you guys are still short $413 for retirement, and then another $288 that you guys are short for education. Okay, make sense? Okay. All right. Any questions on that part?
No.
Okay. Now what this page is, this is what we call the income protection page, or it's just a fancy word for life insurance. Okay. So with this page here, it shows us what your needs are as far as life insurance is concerned. You see this diagram? We call this the theory of decreasing responsibility. So that means in the early years, you guys, when your family's young, you don't have a lot of assets because your only assets are $55,000 that you guys have saved for retirement, right? But you guys have big liabilities because right now you have 3 young children, $27,000 needed to fund their education, $62,000 in consumer debt, and you guys have a $490,000 mortgage. So at this point, you guys have huge responsibilities and very little money. Okay, but in the future, if you guys follow our strategy, what's going to happen, these assets are going to start to grow. Okay, then by age 67, you have your $1.4 million saved. At the same time, your liabilities will start to go down, right? Because you're going to follow our strategy. Your children are going to grow up and hopefully move out and not come back with more kids, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, you hope so, right? The education is going to be taken care of already, right? You're not that worried about that. All the consumer debt's going to be eliminated, and the mortgage is going to be eliminated, right? If you guys follow our strategy. So by this time, all your responsibilities are way down here, and your cash is up here. Because see, 1 or 2 things are going to happen for sure in your life, you guys. Either you're going to end up living too long, or you're going to die too soon.
Right.
If you live too long, your plan A is your backup plan is your money, the money you guys have saved. But if you die too soon, what your backup plan right now would be is life insurance. Okay, so that's why we figured for Albert, you need at least $512,000 in total coverage, and Leslie, you need about $502,000 in total coverage just to cover all the expenses. Because right now, just remember your assets are very low. Okay, so what happens here, how we break this down is how we figured $512,000. Well, right now, Albert, you have $55,000 saved in your retirement. Okay, we need $490,000 to actually cover the mortgage, $62,000 to pay all the debts, and we have $15,000 to cover a funeral expense. If we total all this, it comes out to $567,000 minus your $55,000 that you have for assets, equals $512,000 that you need in total coverage. Leslie, we want to cover the same exact things. And you guys told me last time that if either one of you guys passed away, as long as all these things were paid for, you wouldn't need any extra money, right?
Right.
Okay, so Leslie, we need to cover the mortgage, the debt, and also if something happens to you, your assets are $65,000 because you have savings also. So your total coverage that you need is $502,000. Does that make sense? The amount of coverage. Now, is there anything you guys would want to change about that?
No.
That seems adequate, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, as far as what you guys our needs are, right?
Is that expensive?
What's that?
The life insurance?
Oh, we'll go over the numbers right now.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew what your exact needs were.
Yes.
Can you guys see how this would actually cover everything?
Right.
Okay. Is there anything any of these 3 things that you guys would not want to cover?
You got them all.
You got them all. Okay. So you wouldn't want to exclude the house or the debt or anything like that?
No.
Like that? Okay. All right. So now, the next page here, it shows us building your financial security.
Okay.
See, so building a financial game plan for your life is kind of like building a house. The first thing we need to build is what?
Foundation.
The foundation, right? And in financial services, your foundation are all your insurances. See, right now you guys have adequate life insurance, adequate auto insurance, homeowners insurance, health insurance, but what you guys don't have is any life insurance, okay? So that's part of your foundation. So what we need to do is to cover that $500,000 a piece, of your commitment, $200 commitment, $151 of that is going to cover your life insurance. It's going to be over $1 million in coverage. That's also going to cover both of your kids for $15,000 a piece. That's $151. What we're going to do is we're going to have left over $300, okay, and that's going to go towards debt elimination. And then after that, we're going to still have $187. Now, how do we get these numbers? Because remember, you guys gave me a $200 commitment,
right?
And right now, you guys are sending $438 extra.
Right.
Towards a debt. That's $638, right? Okay, so we have $638 really to work with. And how we're going to break it down is $151 to insurance, $300 to debt elimination, and then we're going to have left over $187 for investments and savings.
Wow.
And that's how we break it down. Okay.
Like that.
Now, is there anything that you guys would change about this?
No.
No? Nothing? Okay. So I can't guarantee that you guys will qualify for the coverage. you know, because I'm not an underwriter. But have you guys ever had a challenge qualifying medically for insurance like that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with her.
Nothing wrong with you guys? Okay,
No.
great. Well, you know what? Let me ask you guys a few questions, and then we'll go from there. And then at that point, I'll start asking questions. Now, I know I changed it. And I just wanted to try something new to see how you guys felt about it, because I was listening to Daniel Alonso, and that's how he closes all of his life insurance policies. He starts asking the medical. He says what I just said.
Like it.
You know, obviously I can't guarantee you guys will qualify for the coverage, but let me ask you guys some medical questions, and we'll go from there.
Kind of like I'm not sure you guys qualify, but let me ask you guys.
Yeah, it's a takeaway. It's a takeaway close.
All right.
Okay.
See.
So that's pretty much it.
That's it.
So at this point, I'll start asking you all the medical questions, and then I'll go to the contingent beneficiary, and then after that I'll gather all the information, and then at the end I'll ask you guys for your driver's license and the check.
So you do the medical questions first.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how he did it. Now I remember I was training you guys on asking the contingent first.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I was talking to I listened to something something old that Daniel had, and how he closes his life insurance policy, and he closed all of them like that. He said, look, right now your foundation are all your insurances. Right now you guys have adequate auto insurance, homeowners, health insurance, but you guys don't have life insurance. Mm-hmm. You know, and then right now obviously I can't guarantee you guys will qualify for the coverage, but let's take down some information and find out where you guys where you guys are at as far as your health. Yeah, have you guys ever had a challenge, qualifying medically for life insurance? No, blah, 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 then we'll go from there.
Y aquí se quedan bien contentos porque se acuerda con los victorios,
Sí.
no nada más con la médicos, también con los niños, porque cuando pusimos los niños les dije que no estaba segura que los iban a